All right, so this is what we're going to be doing, guys. We are going to be showing you global people how to defeat the demonic beast Nidhoggr, even on floor 2. Now, no one has defeated floor 3 as of yet on JP right now, but there's a lot of people who has defeated floor 2 and even gotten close to beating floor 3. But this is the team that people have been using. Now, the Nidhoggr demonic beast is going to be for, from what it looks like, demons or commandments. So if you want the holy relic for commandments, you're gonna have to defeat Nidhoggr. So keep that in mind. But we are gonna show you the team that has defeated floor 2 as of right now, and it's Trade Meliodas, Prayer, Alat, and Green Elizabeth. Now you might be asking yourself, Marilli, why Alat? Because she is a guild boss character, and that's because with her kit is so godly that she is pretty much a must-needed character as of right now. Until we get a support character, she is the must-needed character as of right now, because she has a ultimate that gives you 130% defense on level 4 for 4 turns, and also give you immunity and stuff like that, which is really clutch because on this demonic beast, it does debuff you a lot. She also gives you an AoE solidify, which is a cleanse technically. So again, pretty clutch because she cleansed the debuff. And then she has ult control as well, which is pretty clutch again because you don't want to get hit with ultimates most of the time. So being able to take away gauge is really good. So again, we want to showcase this team. You also need the artifact set, the deer one, because you gain like 10% base stats as well. Now we'll be explaining the gears that you might need later on in the video, at the end of the video. So keep that in mind. But hope you guys enjoy, and let's get into it. Alright, so we are going to be playing the new demonic beast. I'm going to pretty much show you how to defeat both of the floors and kind of the gimmicks you got to watch out for. Now this is the first floor, phase 1. Now if you just a person who just want to play first floor, pretty much you don't have to do too much. All you have to do is just use the Valenti team and you'll be pretty much fine. But on this one right now, first phase, pretty much he will hit you with an AoE that pretty much removes buffs and stances right now, and it also give you a poison bleed, so you have to watch out for that. You can see right there, Meliodas lost his buffs, so if you cannot stall with a DN or Matrona or anything like that, so you have to be very careful about that, because if he AoEs you with a debuff, then it removes your buffs and your stance. So this is why I'm pretty much trying to push for Liz ultimate first turn, just so you'll be able to cleanse and heal ult. Now in this phase, you pretty much want to like cycle cleanses and heals until you can finish off the boss. You don't want to use too good of cards. Usually you just want to try to like ult him and bring him down as low as possible. You also gotta be very careful with his ultimate, because the ultimate could hit you pretty hard. So either you have to time your Alat ult control, or you have to pretty much finish him as quickly as possible. Because remember, he only removes your buffs when you do have when he does have a debuff AoE. So you can end up having moments where you can time your Alat ultimate so you don't take too much damage against his ultimates. And he also has a weak point single target, which is why you see moments where every time I get debuffed and then he hits me with a single target, I take a lot of damage. So not only does he have a debuff that removes buffs, he also has a single target that is a weak point. So you have to keep that in mind on this first phase. Now it's not a very hard phase. It's pretty easy. Now you also got to keep in mind that you are also trying to save up Pierce cards as well, because on the last phase, if you do have a gold Pierce card, it's going to be very valuable, especially because there is a new gauge system that is out for the new demonic beast. So you have to be very wary of that. So that's why you see right now that I'm not trying to use any of my Pierce cards, even though I do have it, just because I am trying to save up a gold card for the later phase, which I will explain how that works in the video. And you can see I take a lot of damage, but there's no debuff. So again, we're just trying to finish him off, see if it's possible. That's why I said you want to try to like do it at moments where you know you can tank. Like I had enough damage reduction, stuff like that, where I could tank, and we're just gonna ult right here. Now this phase is a lot easier. All you're doing pretty much is cycling your Alat ultimate and Elizabeth heals. and that is why a lot is pretty much the best character right now for this new demonic beast, the blue one. Is because her kit is very clutch at some of the moments here, which is kind of weird because her passive is literally useless, but her kit is so good that you have to run her. Because you have immunity, you have ult control, and you also have cleanse, which is really good. And as you can see, starting my lot, we're not taking too much damage because we do have that defense boost as well. Now in this moment, he would have like debuffed me a lot of times. Like he has his sword, he has all that, but we pretty much ignoring all of those things. Ignoring all of those things because of it. Now, if you want to get rid of the gray buffs that he has with the damage reduction, you can see right there, all you have to do is use a remove stance effect, like what I did with Trader Meliodas, and he'll keep removing his stacks. And then you're pretty much fine. Now, the one thing you have to worry about this on this phase is that on his ultimate, he removes buffs. So if you have ult control with Elat, you want to use it as much as possible. Because you don't want to have moments where you remove your buffs because you want to take a lot of damage. So that's why you can see right here, I'm trying to ult control him. And also finish him as quickly as possible as well. While also keeping my Meliodas card in my hand. Remember, you want to keep your high ranking cards for the later phase. And I'll explain pretty much how that works. Because new gauge system is a little bit weird. And if you aren't too careful about it, you might end up messing up yourself. Okay, now he has a stance. We just love our stances right here. And as you can see, pretty much for the most part, I'm just trying to recycle Liz ultimate and a lot ultimate at the same time, while also ult controlling. Take away his gauge. We're gonna take that counter, which does do some damage, but we're gonna heal regardless. We don't really care about Meliodas taking some damage after the heal, just because he can get that right back anyways. All right. So again, we just holding our cards. And then we're just trying to see if we can kill. Right here. Let's see if we can do our damage right here. Oh yeah, I also forgot to mention, like once he pulls up his stance, he resets his damage reduction stacks. You're probably wondering like why he went back to 3. Because if you have his stance up, he resets it. Again, all you doing on this phase is pretty much recycling your Liz ult and also your Lat ultimates. Okay, now you can see how the debuffs work on here because I didn't have the immunity up because I thought I was going to kill, but it's fine because he didn't do too many damage to us because he was set on his ultimate. So every time we kept removing his gauge, it made him only use 2 cards pretty much. So all we have to do is this, because we're going to remove his buffs. And then later on, we'll just go for our Liz ultimate afterwards. Because, again, for the most part, all you're doing is recycling your Liz ult and a lot. Now we on the final phase. Now this one, you can see I still have my gold pierce card. And that's because on this one, you want him below, you don't want him below 50% or he gets an insane attack boost, which hurts you. You want to make sure he gets below 100% gauge before you start doing crazy damage to him. Now, this is how the gauge system works on here. Gold pierce cards is 50%. Gold cards are 25%. Silver cards are 10%. And ultimates are 10%. You want to try to go make him below that 0% gauge before you start nuking him, or he'll get an insane attack boost. You have to keep that in mind. I might put something up on the screen so you guys can like really see on what you might need. That's why his gauge went extremely low right there. That's why most players, we try to keep our pierce cards in our hand just for the simple fact. And I think silver pierce is probably 35%, if I'm not mistaken. So we just trying to heal for the next phase. That's the next phase, next floor. As you can see with this team, because there's no support for the demonic beast, it's just a lot of stalling. Okay, it's a lot of Liz ults a lot of Liz plus a lot ultimates. That's how much that's how hard it is. Again, it's not a bad method. The only problem that you can probably see what people are having is that it is RNG, because you're pretty much trying to you're doing a lot of RNG stuff where you're trying to like fish for cards for like Meliodas and stuff, or the Liz ultimate, or maybe a Lad ultimate. Again, man, it's Netmarble, man. We already know their name is RNG Netmarble, because all they do is like RNG battles. That's what they consider hard, RNG. Oh man, you just have no control over the game. But it is a card game, so I guess it makes sense. And you see, I'm never trying to make him below 50%, so he doesn't have that insane attack boost. And with his gauge going, he doesn't have none of the gray buffs anymore. That means we can now finally attack. And that's pretty much GG, man. Yeah, I told you, it's pretty easy doing the first floor with this team. Again, there are better teams to do so if you're like free to play. I probably mentioned it early on the video. But if you're a person who wants to beat the floor 2, this is the only team that can defeat floor 2. And you saw he has attack boost because he went below 50%. But yeah, if you want to defeat floor 2, this is the best team to defeat floor 2. I know it's kind of crazy using a lat who passive is pretty much useless, but that's the team. If you like that sometimes. Oh man. Alright, so we on the floor 2. Now I'm not gonna lie, on phase 1, my stuff did get a little bit corrupted, so that's why you probably don't hear no audio. So I had to like repair it real quick. So that's why the quality might look a little bit off. I wanted to keep this one. Obviously I have other videos with me just playing this, but I want you to see the run that I had to defeat floor 2. Now in this one, I'm usually doing the same thing I've done before. The only thing you have to watch out for is that you can't remove his buffs. As you see right there, he has a blue undying buff. You don't want to remove that, or he gets an insane damage reduction. He gets like 30 damage reduction great buffs if you do so, and then he just ends up one-shotting you. That is pretty much the gimmick. You're trying to make sure he gets below like 20% and then ult him with like a Meliodas or something, or remove his buffs before you try to kill him off. He also has a corrosion and an AoE weak point. So for this one, like usual, you want to try to fish for Liz ult and a lat ultimate for this phase. Again, we don't have support, so we are doing a lot of, let's just say, stalling. But yeah, that is pretty much what you want to do. On this phase, you should be trying to like stack up damage reduction if possible. But if you don't, you just want to try to like build up your lat ultimate by the 3rd turn, because his AoE weak point could kill you off pretty easily. And now we're gonna go for our lat ultimate, and then I'm going to probably just end up moving for Meliodas for Liz ultimates. Again, like I said before, you just fishing for your lat plus Liz ultimate for the most of the part of this phase. Now you might be asking yourself, really, what are you trying to build for the next phase? And what you have to do on this one is that you can't use your amplified cards until the last phase. You want to try to have 2 gold amplified cards for the last phase. I know it sounds crazy. You want to have 2 gold amplified cards for the last phase, because that boss becomes extremely tanky. And by extremely tanky, I mean extremely goddamn tanky, where you need like about 2 gold cards, and then you got to drop them below 50% every single time, or he gets an insane attack boost. So that's why you see I'm kind of ignoring my amplified cards, because I'm trying to fish for multiple gold cards. Again, you're going to end up stalling anyways for both phases, phase 1 and 2. So I'm just letting you guys know right now, you are going to be stalling. So you're going to be keep fishing for Elizabeth ultimate and then a lat ultimate. Again, you don't want to remove his buffs until you're ready to kill, which I usually just say that when he's like below 20%, because my Meliodas is like 4-6, so I don't want to do like too crazy of damage. Okay, and he hits you with a counter. And my lat is like 4-6 as well. So I guess you have like 4-6 or 3-6 a lat. You are pretty much decent. So he's just ulting. I have no cards right here, so I'm just gonna waste some cards and do this. Ooh, we crit with Freyr. And Freyr are also giving us some buffs as well, which is why Freyr is like really good at this moment. And then we got a Pierce card. Now again, if need be, we're gonna tank this ultimate, and then we're gonna heal a little bit as well. This ultimate does hit for a ton though. But I was lucky enough to get another ult control card as he's super low, and by us stalling, he also gets like corrosion on him as well. So that's also really good. So they kind of make it so you want to like try to stall him out, just so he keeps stacking up that corrosion on him, so it doesn't heal that much. Okay, and I think I'm about ready to kill. Looks in my hand. Okay. Remember, that's an AoE weak point, so it didn't really do that much damage. And I'll probably just do this. The next phase, I can have a lat ultimate. Okay, that's fine. And then we try and bring him below 20%, because I do have 4 out of 6 Meliodas. And we finish him off. And now we get the heal, and then have a lat ultimate for the next phase. Pretty simple, right? Pretty goddamn simple. I know, man, I know. Alright, so this one is a little bit trickier, because if you don't know, if you try to remove a damage reduction stack from him, you do get a infect for 2 turns. So you have to be very, very careful on this one. This phase 2 has a lot of gimmicks that you have to worry about, so you have to keep that in mind. Like I said before, if you remove one of his damage reduction stacks, you get infected for 2 turns, which means you won't be able to heal at all or use your Liz ultimates. So you have to watch out for that. Again, to remove his damage reduction stacks, again, if you didn't hear me from floor 1, is you have to use a remove stance card. But if you have infect on you, Liz ultimate does not work. If you ever played with Liz or Goddess Elizabeth, everybody knows if you hit him with an infect, the heal does not work at all. Even if it's an ultimate, you won't get no gauge from it. So you have to be very careful and watch out for that if you're gonna remove a damage reduction stack. That's why some moments in this video I don't try to remove damage reduction stacks, even though I possibly could, just because I want to try to heal as much as I can. Again, we're just doing the same thing where we are trying to pretty much cycle Liz ult and lat ultimate for the most part. And I have ult control right here, so that's why I'm just using it. Look, I'm healing ult first because I know Melio's gonna remove his damage reduction stack, which means I'm getting infected for 2 turns. Again, you're most of the time you're going into Liz ult first and then ults with another character, and you might think like, yo, Marilli, that's a little bit weird, but no, it's needed, because if you do ult with Meliodas first and get yourself infected, guess what happens when you try to heal ult? It's not gonna work, because you're gonna be infected by doing so, and it's a great infect, so there's nothing you can do about it too. So this one, he's gonna ult me right here, unfortunately. Now, from my experience while playing this, his ultimate usually takes about 50% of my HP. So if you have to be like pretty much mentally prepared about the ultimates. Because it ultimate to me, it usually does like 50% of my HP. But after that, it's like regular stuff from the damage you've seen up before. And also with his counter, if he hits you with a counter, he infects you for 1 turn on that character who did get hit with that counter. So that's a little bit interesting as well, right? And that's why you see I'm doing no damage. I'm not even trying to attack. Because again, I know if I do anything, I'm gonna get infected. But I want to keep that Liz ultimate in my hand. Now watch this. He's gonna drop me 50% below. He does a lot of damage to my lat and stuff like that. She'd be literally almost dead by doing that. So we're gonna do that. Heal, ult. And we just wasting cards. Again, we don't care about Meliodas and them getting hit with that infect. Just because they heal so much, it doesn't matter. Now watch this. You're gonna see an infect be on one turn on Freyr and not anybody else. You're gonna see it again on Meliodas. And infect, just because they got hit with the counter. And you can see right now I'm stacking up multiple gold amplifier cards in my hand. Like I said before, you need about 2 gold amplifiers for the next phase. If you're lucky enough, you want to try to go in with like a lot ultimates, to be honest. But I already know again, it's gonna be hard to do. That's why I say sometimes Netmarble loves having RNG with these bosses, man. RNG Netmarble striking again. Imagine trying to have like come in with like a lot ultimates, be fully healed with decent HP and all that, and then have them consistently be dropped below 50% as well. It's kind of funny. Kind of funny when you think about it. All right, so we're gonna try to see what we can do. As you can see, I'm trying to like see if I can like heal ults. Liz right here. I was thinking if maybe I should use Meliodas Amplify card, but again, we want to save as much Amplify cards as possible, because again, you want to keep trying to consistently have the boss below 50% on the next phase, which is the last one, just because he gets an insane attack boost if he is above 50%, and he does have a lot of HP recovery as well. That's why this boss is so freaking hard. Oh man. Now the sad thing, as you can see right now, is that I do not get a lat card, which I really wanted to use, so I could like possibly stall. And I just end up just finish him off, unfortunately. Again, I wanted a lat card, so I can come in with my lat ultimate, but unfortunately, it's not gonna happen, I think, on this one. All right. I know I'm a dangerous guy for doing this though, because he is gonna hit you with a corrosion debuff first turn. Yep. So he's gonna end up just probably like cleansing this, and then we're gonna just remove his buffs now with Elizabeth, and now we're gonna use a silver and a gold. Again, we're just trying to drop him below 50%. Now on this phase, there's no gauge thing where you have to use like gold cards and stuff like that. That's not the reason. For this one, you just have to last 3 turns. Yes, you have to last 3 turns against this boss. That's why I say you want to try to come in with a lat ultimate. And that's why this one's a little bit hard to do, especially because a lot of players do not know, do not have like a lat that is like really duped out, at least the 4R6. So you can see right here, I'm trying my best to like keep making them consistently below 50%, and trying to make sure a lat stays alive for the most part. I'm literally just thinking to myself like, yo, what can I do? What can I do? Especially because when he ults, he does derank your cards. Yeah, when he ults, he deranks your card. So you got to be very careful of that. And he can remove buffs on his single target as well. Now watch when he attacks single targets a lat right here. He's gonna remove her buffs, but nobody else's buffs are going to be removed. It's only like the person he wants to target who buffs gets removed. And I think she's dead right here as well. Now most people run like Red Tarmiel on a lat, just because they know that she's gonna be end up getting targeted on this phase. That's what usually people do. But me, I literally just doing a run and just going with it, going with the flow. Now, like I said before, he does derank cards We need ults. Again, your whole objective is to last 2 turns. I said 2 turns, 3 turns against him. But also dropping them below 50% every single time. Because if he goes above 50%, you're getting nuked. Because he's going to get insane attack boosts. And he targets Liz right here, which is fine. But this is pretty much GG because I have 2 ultimates, Meliodas, and I also have Freyr and an Amplify card. And that's pretty much how I beat Floor 2. Again, as you can see, it's a lot of RNG involved. If you're a person who loves playing guild boss, which is a lot of RNG and a lot of resetting and rerunning, then this is the boss for you guys. So again, hopefully you enjoy. Hopefully you did pay attention to the guide right here. And yeah, guys, that was a little bit interesting. Hopefully you paid attention to all the gimmicks that I mentioned here and how to pretty much win. This is Marilli, guys, and I'm out. Peace. And have fun. Good luck, guys, on the demonic beast. Alright, so we're going to show you guys on how to gear up your team right now. It's the end of the video. Alright, so this is what most people have been using lately. That they've been running pretty much attack crit damage on Meliodas, but you can see one of the pieces that aren't UR. That's because we are using crit chance. Now you can just steal this from somebody. You want to have like 4 to 5 crit chance rolls on one of these sides of your attack. All depends on you. I just put it on the left just because. But the reason why you want to have crit chance is because on the later floors, it's very hard for him to consistently crit. Even if you run like full on UR attack. That's why people just been adding additional crit chance, just so you can crit often and do an insane amount of damage, especially if you're running like crit damage. Because what's the point of having crit damage if you're not critting consistently? That's why they're running crit chance on Meliodas, so keep that in mind. Now we have attack defense on Freyr. Now some people would be like, yo, really, why not crit damage so you can do a little bit more damage? And I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not a whale. If you know, with the new Bug CC rule, that's a rule, the PvP Bug CC buff, pretty much you can get insane amount of stats later on if you are a whale who has like probably like 12 million or 13 million Bug CC, which is why you probably see some YouTubers or even myself have higher Bug CC, have higher stats than you, but we have like the same amount of gear, and you probably even have better gear than me, but I have higher stats, and that's because of Bug CC. If you have higher Bug CC, then you get those they cool buffs, which is why it's okay for some people to have like crit damage on Freyr, but that's why I just leave it on defense, so keep that in mind. And then you have Elat. Now Elat, you want to have her triple defense, and that's because again on later floors you want her to get targeted more than Freyr. If Freyr dead, then it's pretty much over. And pretty much you want to run like Red Tarmiel on her. Like I didn't run Red Tarmiel just because I wanted to see how far I could get, but again you want to run like triple defense on her. And this one is Liz. Liz is HP slash defense. Pretty simple. And the crazy thing is that I don't even have weapons on my Liz either. I literally have no weapons on Liz. Because I just don't like Liz. So I just have no weapons. But again, if you are scared of your Elat dying pretty consistently, then you can just put Red Tarmiel on Liz instead. On your Elat instead. So keep that in mind. And again, you are using the new Deer artifact set for that 10% base stat boost. So keep that in mind. So hopefully you guys enjoy, and good luck on the new Nidhoggr boss. And hopefully you do make it to floor 2, and hopefully this guide helps you out.